Hey everybody, it's Vince from Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado, and today I have the 2023 SX Prestige Kia Sportage with the carmine red interior. It is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and again, it is the SX Prestige package, so it is the top of the line big boy. It is the one that people seem to want the most, and I have it in one of our most popular colors, which is wolf gray. I'm going to show you some everyday features of what to look for in this vehicle that you may not know. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers still, and I'm getting there slowly. I'm only like 175 away, I think, maybe a little less, but it would mean the world to me if you liked what you saw. Also, if you subscribe, that way I can get there. It may not mean much to you, but it will mean a lot to me. So right away, one striking feature I love about this car is the boomerang shaped LED headlight right there, big and bold. Daytime running light, I am sorry, right there in the headlight system there. I just love it. It's just something that I think that is very strong, very striking, and my customers tend to love it as well. Coming across the front, you see the Kia badging, script badging right there, which is very nice and subtle. It's definitely a big change from the old badging from a couple of years ago, and people still love that. I get more compliments on that one for Kia than I did on the old badging. You have your tiger nose grille, and then down here below, you have your glossy piano black with your sensor. This guy does sit on Michelin 19-inch tires with those rims and wheels, which I am a big fan of. Never was like a wheel guy, but Kia's really been killing it with their wheels lately on all their models, especially the higher trim levels. They really are distinctive depending upon, which car it is. One thing up at the top of the glass windshield that I always like to point out is, if you can see, that windshield is not straight at the top. There is a curve, and it is easy to spot your car in a parking lot in a sea of same color vehicles because your Kia will have that curve. Not a lot of people realize that. You have your blinker indicator right there on the mirror housing, which I'm a fan of as well. You have your one touch, two touch button there on the door. Let me see if I get it out of the sun, that way my shadow doesn't corrupt. There we go. A little bit of photo optics. So what is the difference between going up to the SX model? So when you get up into the SX model, you're getting things like LED fog lamps, LED projection headlights, LED rear combination lights, blind spot view monitor, which I'll show you, which I love, surround view monitor, parking collision avoidance assist reverse, parking distance warning forward, power adjustable front passenger seats, and ventilated front seats. So you do definitely get a lot of really cool things for going up to the SX. Here's a shot from the back. I love how Kia's kind of gotten away from their badging over here on the left-hand side. I'm sorry, the right-hand side. I don't like badging, and I'm glad that Kia's kind of made it more artsy, which I'm a fan of. And yes, I know, before everyone starts leaving comments, we do put our Spradley badge on vehicles. It's two-sided tape. It comes right off. No need to freak out on that. I know a lot of people like to. It comes right off, doesn't damage the paint or anything. You have your signature Kia script badging right there, dead center, along with your really cool backup lamps. No windshield wiper. Actually, no, it's a lie. There is a windshield wiper under there. So you do have a windshield wiper underneath your fin. Some of our models do not, but on the Kia Sportage you do. It is under there. And this guy does have a automatic power liftgate. So automatic power liftgate, really super cool. A lot of room in the back, which I'm a fan of. I have two really large dogs, and I have a Sportage ordered for my wife, and it is something that we're going to be using for these dogs. So definitely big, beautiful back area there. You have your back lamps back there as well with your 12 volts charging port. You have your child anchor locks along the back row, there, and there. So if you have little ones that need to be in car seats, you have 3 different positions that you can put them in. And if you have small enough car seats, you can put them back there as well. This vehicle came with the rubber floor mat from the factory. That's what this is. And then you have your carpeted mats as well. If your model did not come with carpeted floor mats, it's because your dealership did not order the vehicle that way, or Kia didn't send it that way. You got your spare tire down there. It's the little guy, but you have your spare tire and tools underneath. And then this vehicle has wheel locks that we have with all of our vehicles here. We have really cool paddle shifters right here. These paddle shifters drop down that second row seat. We call it near flat. That way you can definitely extend the cargo room in the back. So pretty nifty. You can adjust your headrest right there with that little button on the side, and just move your headrest up or down. All right, let's hop in the cabin and let's see what interior features that we have. I love the cabin on the inside. Honestly, that's where I spend most of my time, not on the outside of the car. I have the keys in my pocket. That's why you're hearing that beeping sound. But once I get in the vehicle, you will have that beeping sound go away, and I do have the car on for the air conditioning. Plenty of space back here, even with this side panel down. You have your USB-C charging ports in the seats, there and there. You also have your hooks for purses or bags, whatever you need, so you can cross reach. You have that in the back of each seat. And then you also have your map pockets here, which are pretty cool. And they're leather, so it's not the flimsy fishnet material that some of our models have. You do have air for your backseat passengers as well, and then you have a little cubby there. I have plenty of leg space, so I really do. Plenty of leg space. This seat's adjusted very well, and I have plenty of room between the two. You also have an insane amount of light in this car when you have the panoramic sunroof open, which I am a big fan of. I love panoramic sunroofs. I think it really suits this car very well, and it's just a joy to drive with the sunroof open. There's just a shot of what the center cockpit kind of looks like, and then we're gonna start going over some features up there. But take a look at this carmine red interior. Very bright, very bold. You have it here on your back seat accents as well, and on the armrest. You have it on the headrests. You have this new kind of hook headrest here for garments, for purses. It works very well with tablets. If you have the little adapter that hooks on the back, it's very well that way. So a lot of cool things on the inside of this car. You can adjust your seat belts, moving up or down with the seatbelt guy right here. So you can go up, you can go down. So if you're vertically challenged or excess vertically challenged, you can find the right fit for you. All right, let's go to the front seat. I really do love the profile of this car. I really do. Okay, let's go to the front seat. So coming up to the front seat, starting from left to right, you do have your really cool aluminum door handles there. You have your memory seating 1 and 2. You have your mirrors adjuster. You have your door locks, your one-touch window controls, and then you have your window locks right there. You have your power adjustable seating right there, and I believe it's a 12-way power adjustable seat, which is kind of cool. So you've got lumbar, you can go up, you can go down, you can go back, you can go forth, you can do all of that good stuff. You have your kind of little perforated seating material there in the leather. That's for your air-conditioned seating. And then let's hop in. All right, LCD screens, which I am a huge fan of. I really do love them, and they have my favorite feature is blind spot view monitoring. So when I turn my blinker on, I have an active camera right there on my left. I have it on my right, and then it is in real time, which I really am a big fan of. Just want to touch base on that, but let's keep going here, left to right. So you have your illumination controls for your center console and your infotainment system. You can press and hold to lift your power lift gate. You have your traction control that you could turn on and off, and your electronic parking brake. You have your light stick, and the light stick I always love to be on auto. That way your lights will always turn on and off as the sun goes up and down. And then you have your other stick here, which is your windshield wiper control. Kind of coming down to the steering wheel, you have your virtual assistant or your Siri or your Android Auto Assist. You have your mode button here. Mode will change your media. So if I press mode and I come over to this screen here, you're going to see that mode is going to shuffle through your radio stations. Now, I could already tell that you have FM, AM, Sirius, and then you can add stations there. You can go straight to your station list for Sirius, or I'm sorry, for FM, AM, or Sirius radio right up there. A little bit of a glare, so hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. You have your time, which that is the accurate time here in Colorado, and then you have your date. It is Saturday, September 24th, and I wanted to get this video done before the sun comes out. Okay, coming back over here, you do have your volume control. You do have your station control, go up and down stations, answer a call, and I set this to decline a call. Every time you have a star button, that star button will turn into a programmable button. So I go up here and I just put reject call, but you can make it, change hands-free device, privacy mode, voice memo, home, map, reroute, cancel route, quiet mode, audio, media on off, or just plain old none. But since most people tend to make that reject a call anyway, that's where I have that. You can also have a customizable button right there on the map and radio screen. That thing you can press as well, and then you have different options. You can make that your Wi-Fi hotspot, HD radio, quiet mode again, phone, or home. I'm just gonna put home, that way you can see that. You can customize the buttons in this car to almost anything that you want, and you can play around that in the button setting, and I'll show you that later. Right hand side, you have your adaptive cruise control, your standard cruise control, your 2 pages button, and your forward lane keep assist. Forward lane keep assist is pretty much designed for 2-lane highways or where you can't really see the road too well. It will use the information from this black box above your mirror to basically keep you in lanes. You could turn it off, you could turn it on. Every time you turn on the car though, you do have to turn it on. So I'm going to turn it on. You can see right up there, that little steering wheel just popped up. 2 pages button. I get a lot of questions about this. A lot of people, I guess, when they buy their cars, their salespeople don't go over that. So let's go over it real quick. When you press the 2 pages button, it cycles through your center screen here. So the button right below it, this OK button's a toggle switch. So you can toggle that guy and you can go up and down on some of these screens. So you could do sense refueling for your accumulated info, sense refueling for your miles. You can go up to just your standard drive info, click it again, you got your compass, then here you got your wheel controls, your like where the power is being distributed. I actually been driving around in this more. It's just kind of funner for me because I have an EV, I have the EV6, and it's really interesting about having to see where your power is being distributed. So that's kind of cool for me there. But most people will probably be right here under driving info, that kind of thing. You can also do your digital display there as well. Okay, so this guy, the big infotainment screen. I really do love this screen. It is completely touch screen. You can just swipe it to the left, swipe it to the right. You have inlays here, so if you want to go right to your radio, you could press it there. If you want to go right to your navigation, you can kind of see it there. Pardon the glare. Let me see if I close the sunroof. That helps. So if you want to just go into that, you just press that button. and then it'll take you right into your maps. So the maps, big beautiful screen here, you can do your navigation right there by pressing the magnifying glass and then just type in where you want to go. You can do voice control from the little button with on the steering wheel that I showed you earlier. You could zoom in and out. You can do all kinds of things. You can change your navigation volume. Kind of cool. And then you have a tri-screen. So if you open up this little triangle there, you have another screen that pops up that goes up and down. So you can change it to compass, time. I don't know why there's another map, but that too. Radio. When you hook your phone to it, the weather and the calendar will become available to your weather and your calendar. And then if you just don't like that, you want the big screen, you could just collapse it again. A little house up here will always take you home. That's what I always say. A little house takes you home. So that takes you back to your main screen where you can go, right into like a navigational menu if you wish. So that's like POI, points of interest. You could do previous destinations, which I actually use more than I thought I would. Save places, local Kia dealerships if you're traveling, stuff like that. A little arrow takes you back. Phone projection, so that's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You could do voice memos. You can go right into your climate, like have a bigger screen for your climate and then go through all of these things. You do have recirculated air, so that is your climate settings right here. So you have automatic dehumidify, tunnel, activate upon washer fluid use. That's just going to change how your recirculated air features are. You can spend an hour playing with all of these features and getting it just the way that you want it to. Valet mode, quiet mode, HD radio. HD radio is not high definition radio. It is actually the name of a company. A lot of people think it's just a high definition radio. It is not. The company's called HD radio. It gives you live info for traffic, Doppler radar, fuel prices, stuff like that. Media setup. This is where I would recommend you when you're first starting out in this car. Go into setup, go into user profile, create your user profile. You can do things like set your picture for how you want it to show up in your profile up in the corner. You can set your driver settings. It's your profile. The reason why I say don't do that first, because if you go up here and go and start going into vehicle and then programming the vehicle the way that you want, like active sound, driver assist, you can spend all kinds of time in here playing with settings, because basically you can configure this car however you want. You can turn the safety features off. You can make them beep instead of actually being active. Like, you can do all kinds of things just by a press of a button. So if you think this car can do something, more than likely it can. But the point is, if you go and program all of your vehicle settings the way you like it, and then do your user profile, you're probably gonna have to do it all again. And then it's gonna be just a pain in the butt. I've been there personally. I'm not gonna go into all of these things, but data network, that's where you would get your Wi-Fi hotspot. General just shows you your system updates. You can change your keyboard, your language, your metric units. It is all here. This thing does it all. Now let's go down to kind of something new to Kia that some people have loved, some people have hated. You go down here to this new kind of Star Trek-y touchscreen display here. So you have buttons like volume and power, and then you have tuner, those knobs there. If you press this climate button, they change functionality. So now you have dual climate control for both buttons, and then this is your blower speed for your climate and all that good stuff. This right here is heated windshield. So the windshield is a heated windshield. That's what you can turn on, and it'll do that. Some people have asked me what that is, and it's apparently very hard to find in the manual. Heated windshield. So one of the big complaints about this is that what if you're driving and you're trying to fiddle with this and you don't know, it's hard to hit these buttons just the way you want it. Okay, valid point, I get it. What this car can do is if you press and hold this little triangle or the little climate button, you get which display that you would like to have most. So if you are like me and you use your radio way more than your climate, I would choose infotainment. So now this is your infotainment screen here. You click climate, and so you do your thing. You change your blower speed, whatever you're doing while you're driving. You're driving along, 10 seconds later, boom, defaults back to your infotainment screen. So that kind of eliminates that complaint that I've seen in other videos, or actually I've had in person with customers. So make sure you know that kind of stuff. But all in all, I love this. I have this in my car, and this is very useful, very handy. I am a huge fan. Scooting right along, you have your wireless phone charger here. You have your USB-C adapter, USB adapter, and then you have your 12 volts. You have your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and air-conditioned seats for driver and passenger right there on the right. You have your start-stop button there. Put your foot on the brake, start-stop, kind of standard. You know, shift knob, park, neutral, reverse, and drive. Pretty self-explanatory. You have your drive mode change knob. So when you click drive mode there, you can go into sport, you can go into smart, snow, and then up to normal. I really like how the drive mode that you're in changes your cluster, which is kind of cool. You can also go into themes in this car and change your theme. So that kind of changes your cluster as well. So a lot of customization in this thing. Auto off, camera view, auto hold, and downward brake assist. So when you press the downward brake assist, you're gonna get the downward brake control right there, on, off, if you're towing. You can also lock your rear wheels. So rear wheel lock engaged, and that's kind of cool if you're towing. And then you have your cup holders here, and you just press these buttons and the little guys pop out. Big central cubby right there. So if you are you know, need to put sunglasses, there's no sunglass holder in these things anymore, so sunglasses can go in there. Any kind of documents, pretty good. Then you also have your big cubby space here as well. They've really thinned down the manual, so the manuals aren't all big and bulky anymore like they used to be, which is kind of cool. All right, guys, any questions for me? Okay, that's what I always like to ask people when they go on their test drive, if they have any questions. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to do just a quick little drive. I'm just going to go park this over here on the lot, and just there goes a red EV6 right there. One thing that's really cool about these cars is that they are insanely easy to drive. Like, you just go and you're just gone. Like, they just a touch of a button and you just drive, and it's super easy. You have instant power. It seems like there's got a lot of get up and go. I could not be more of a fan of Kia. That's why I like working here, actually. I drove a Kia before I started working here. All right, this car is very smooth, no troubles whatsoever. We're getting a food truck here today, which is kind of cool, so I'm gonna park it kind of over here out of the way. And I'm gonna demonstrate the backup camera, because the backup camera is really cool. So going into reverse there, you get your big, beautiful backup camera with guidance, as you can see. And you can also change your view. So you can go into a tow view, you can go into just your side views, and you have augmented reality. So augmented reality is you can see a full 360 view of your car and know where you are. So that's kind of cool. Practicality wise, I don't know what practical reason that would serve. I haven't found one yet, but it is kind of cool. I mean, if you're being chased by dogs or something, I guess you can see where the dogs are if you have like a Cujo moment. But kind of cool. Just gonna back this up right there. I just wanted that to go off so you can see this. Once I get hitting that yellow, I start getting an audible alert. I'm gonna go, I'm still gonna go back just a smidge. They like these things kind of high and tight, as they say. There we go. Put that back into park. There we go. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see. And this was the 2023 Kia Sportage Prestige package in wolf gray with the red carmine interior. All right, guys, thanks again. See you down at the dealership.